There's a lot to talk about there. Congresswoman Marsha Blackburn, a Republican from Tennessee. She's at that retreat in Philly. And good morning to you, and thank you for your time.
Good morning.
About 30 minutes ago, Paul Ryan, Mitch McConnell, they were on to a press conference, and they said a lot. One of the things they said is by the August recess, expect to have the agenda passed and enacted. Okay, now, that's a lot. Can you tick off the 4 or 5 things that are most significant by August?
Yes, indeed. What you are going to see us do is begin work immediately on Obamacare. And as the Speaker has outlined, he's going to approach that in 3 buckets, with what can be done through reconciliation, what the administration will address, and then the components that we're going to have to take legislative action on. We're going to begin the process in the House, and we will send it to the Senate. We're also working on tax reform, and we will be working on our budget for 2018. So you're right. It is kind of, get ready, because here we go, and it is full steam ahead.
Do you have any sense that you cannot accomplish the agenda, the core principles over which you campaigned this past year?
I fully believe we're going to get this done. And Bill, the thing is, the Senate has said, okay, we don't work at the operational tempo of the House, but guess what? We're going to be a little bit slower. We're going to be right there behind you as we pass things over to the Senate. The committees are going to take it up. They also have the process of confirmation for a Supreme Court justice, and they have about 1,200 confirmations they have to do for the administration. So we're going to be cheering them on and encouraging them to put in those long days and nights and to get this agenda done.
Paul Ryan said repeal Obamacare in March, tax reform sometime this summer. Does that sound about right?
That is about right. And you will see activity and progress on each component of our agenda, including reducing the cost and the size of the federal government and working toward a more effective, efficient government. I have to tell you, I'm one of those that really agrees with the president in making certain that we freeze federal hiring and then that we cut spending across the board. He's now saying maybe 10%. I'm one of those that has always had legislation for 1%, 2%, and 5% across the board, spending cuts. But the thing is, regulatory reform is on the way. Control and power back to the states, letting them make decisions on health care and on welfare reform. These are the appropriate things for us to be addressing. Every committee is going to be working.
Senator McConnell said we won't give President Trump a blank check. When it comes to the wall, there's a figure that's out there between 8 and 14 billion. Maybe it's less, maybe it's more. Is that okay with Republicans in Congress to spend that money?
It is okay with us to make certain that we secure that southern border. When you look at the cost to society and to the American taxpayer with what is happening with a lack of border control and the inflow of labor trafficking, gangs, sex trafficking, weapons, and whoever knows whatever else, it is important that we get a handle on that border and that we secure it. I think that giving that peace of mind to the American citizen and letting them know that their communities are safe. Bill, as we have looked at different things, national security, jobs and economic security, retirement security, those are things that are at the top of the heap. And of course, securing the southern border and dealing with terrorism, dealing with immigration issues, all of those are top issues.
I just want to slide one more question in here. As you know, President Trump says Mexico will pay for it. And the Mexican president, who's due in Washington next week, says forget about that idea. And last hour, President Trump said if you're not going to pay for it, call the meeting off. Do you think the Mexican president should come here next week or not, given that?
I think the Mexican president should come. He should meet with the president, the administration, congressional leaders. We should discuss this issue. It cannot be for the Mexican people to have these coyotes that are trafficking people coming through their country.
Yeah, so
we
you
know that,
endorse the
and we
meeting.
realize that.
Yeah.
I do.
Okay.
I think it's the right thing.
Marsha Blackburn,
Sure.
thank you. The Republican from Tennessee. We'll watch what
Yes,
happens there
thank
about
you.
an hour and 45 minutes away. Thanks for your time.